भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। Today we are going to see Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakaran second half and 58th chapter. The subject is story of the rock. Vasistha ji wanted to say that everything is available everywhere by all conditions. That is the basic principle. So he starts to tell the story of a rock in the corner of the absolute sky somewhere in very silent corner somewhere. So before telling it, our subject was वशिष्ठ जी बोले अणुमात्र भी आकाश सृष्टियों से रहित हो ऐसा नहीं है. Yesterday we saw Vasistha ji explain to Ram, in this whole sky, the infinite sky, every dot is full of something or other, some creation is there. So the whole cosmos is full of creations. Creations means with names and forms of any kind, maybe any kind it may be. But it is not empty. That is what we are discussing. There is no emptiness. Emptiness means it is full. So nowhere is nowhere there is any spot where there is nothing. So everything is everywhere. That is what he was telling. And the whole sky, the air, fire, water, earth, atom of all these five basic elements is full of something or other. It is not empty. There is nothing which is empty. That means empty word has got no meaning. That is the idea to say. परम अणुमात्र भी आकाश सृष्टियों से रहित हो ऐसे नहीं है, किंतु सब सृष्टियों से परिपूर्ण है और वे सृष्टियाँ भी नहीं है, किंतु वे ब्रह्माकाश मात्र रूप ही है. From one angle, everywhere, everything is there, nothing is empty, and everything is everywhere found. That means only the absolute omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent truth is always everywhere by all conditions, but nothing else is there. That is the meaning. Nothing else can be found anywhere by any way. That means whatever we know as something with names and forms, all these are only imaginary objects. It has got no existence, no possibility at all. Everything is, whatever we see or whatever we note to be somewhere as something, it is only imagination, and that imagination, it is imagination, it is not the truth. And it is superimposed on the truth which is not seen or which is not observed by our imaginary mind. Mind is nothing but a process of thoughts, thought waves, a process, a flow of thought waves. So it is not stable, it has got no meaning. Meaning is imbalanced state. So we know it as imagination, and that imagination cannot have anything in reality. It is only imagination. Anything can be imagined anywhere at any time, by any way, everything is possible. Imagination doesn't require any support of time, space and conditions. Anywhere, anything can be imagined. That's how he is telling us that everything is everywhere available and nothing is empty. That means whatever we know, it is only imagination and it can be possible anywhere, by any way.
Swamiji, then why does not our imagination come true?
Huh?
We imagine so many things, they don't come true.
Come true?
They don't come true.
Yes, they don't come true. Imagination is imagination. How it can be true?
But like this world around us, we can say it is true, but I imagine that
Whatever you imagine, has it got any reality?
But we are saying this world is also imagination, but this
Yes,
is sort of reality.
yes. That is what we have already discussed so many times. If one thought is repeated again and again, that becomes more and more stronger, and stronger means it takes a form. One thought, if repeated again and again, it is expressed by our speech, and whatever is expressed by speech, if it is repeated again and again, let it be anything, it assumes to be something as somewhere or sometime, something. It takes some form, imaginary form. What is imaginary form? It is not real. Just as the old lady tells a story to her grandchild to go to sleep. Whatever she says about some ghosts or some king or some queen, something, some imaginary story, that creates some forms, imaginary forms in the mind of the child. It creates, it thinks it will be like this, something. Say, if the grandmother says there was a king, then the child will think something on the word king. King will be something extraordinary and not as the common people. So he will have a crown, some costly dress, something. He will imagine something, and that is the concept for the child for the time being, which is not there. Whatever you have not seen, if I tell something about it, you also try to create something, some form, something in your mind. It will be like this. On this we use the word kuchandram, huh? And there is some stories also. What is that bard? Gandabhairav. There is a big bird. Huh? Its name is Gandabhairav. It lives in the sky. Whole life it spends on the sky. It never comes down to any tree or to create any nests. It has the big nest in the sky. It lays eggs in the nest in the sky. The eggs are hatched and the little ones come out and they fly away in the sky itself. They get everything in the sky, their food and everything. And they grow in the sky, they become old in the sky, they die in the sky. And this way, the Gandabhairav starts his life. And nobody hears its a sound. It, of course, makes some sound. Nobody hears it because far away in the sky it lives. And sometimes some people hear its sound. So when the sound of the Gandabhairav bird is heard, then that is the time for the complete dissolution. So, have you not created any form in the mind? There will be some big bird. Many birds we have seen, eagles and vultures, and Gandavara will be still bigger than that, very big. And it lives in the sky, some nest somewhere, you imagine, which is not there. Similarly, we know something which is not there. That is the point we have discussed already. Mind is capable of creating something which is perceived by it and which is beyond perception. which is not known. The example we gave, you have to go on contemplating over and over again on this, how the mind creates something. By repeating same thing again and again, it creates some ideas, some forms, something which is not there. See, we discussed on that day, when you see the moon rising on the hilltop, what do you think? Moon cannot come out of the hill. It is in the sky somewhere. And there is some distance between the hilltop and the moon. That distance is not seen by, not known to the mind, but yet the mind accepts it, and it is there which is not seen. And something the mind concretes, imagines something is there. This way, mind can create anything, anywhere, everywhere, by any way. That is what we are talking. Everything is available everywhere means who is telling it and what for? It is for the mind only. And mind is speaking, mind is accepting it. Whatever we do, it is through the mind only. And Vasistha also explaining everything by speech, it is without mind, it is not possible. Mind is everywhere, everything. That's how it is said, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mind is the cause for the human beings, for the bondage and liberation both. We gave the story of that donkey, which was not tied up, but it was the owner pretended as if he is tying up its leg with the peg. And next morning when other donkeys were set free, this donkey is not going away, not moving at all because it was tied up. The donkey thought, I am tied up, which was pretended by the owner as if he is tying its leg to the peg. Then when he pretended again to open the rope, then only the donkey goes away. That means everything is imagined by the mind only. Whatever it imagines, it becomes truth for it. So in this way, whatever we see around us with names and forms to be something, it is not like that. It is only mental creation. Whatever names and forms, say animals, birds, or insects, or other trees, or creepers, whatever we see, we think it is real. Real means, what do you understand by the meaning of word real? What do you mean by real?
Perceived.
Huh?
Perceived, my senses, perceived by the mind.
Reality is, as we can best mean, reality means which is as it is in all conditions, which never becomes something else other than it. That is called reality. If this is real, then it will be always like this. it cannot be paperweight, or it cannot be the book. That is how we know the meaning of the reality. This is real. Real means which is not subject to change. But can you say any object in this world which is not changeable? Again and again we are discussing the same thing. Everything, every name, every form is subject to change. The changing phenomena is called the creation. Creation means a changing phenomena. So how can you say it is real? Then what is the meaning of reality? Reality never changes. So can you say anything, whatever you know or you perceive around you, anything which is not changeable? Even I, as a person, every moment the body, mind, or everything, whatever constitutes as I, everything is changing every moment. So how can you say it is real? This way, if you go on analyzing, then whatever we see, it becomes unreal. That means it is imaginary. It is subject to the mind only. Mind sees all these and it thinks something on the particular name or form, and it thinks it is the reality, which is not so. So Vasistha ji explains that all these creations, they are everywhere found, every way, in all conditions. That means mind can think anything and everything by any way or every way. When the mind is working, there is something and which is not real. Mind itself is nothing but flow of thoughts, thought waves. Can you say the water waves are real? What do you think by reality? Water is real, which appears as waves. We name the water, we see the water in different way and we call it wave or bubbles or whirlpools. It is not other than the water. So whatever we see, whatever we try to know, or whatever we perceive as some names and forms, everything is subject to change. So it is perceived by the mind or imagined by the mind, and mind itself is not stable. It is subject to change. The mental thought waves are always changing. Unless it stops, it cannot know the reality. That's how everywhere in all the yogic process, different kinds of yoga, it is told to stop the mind somewhere or other. All our scriptures tell us how to stop the mind, to kill the mind, to stop the mind somehow or other. Then only the truth reveals, or else it creates some foggy, imaginary something on the truth which is not perceived by the mind, because mind itself is unstable, so it cannot know the reality. We give the example when you are traveling in a fast car in the road, you don't see what is written on the side board. If you stop there, stand steadily, then only you can read what is written there on the signboard. When you are moving fast, you cannot know what is written there. That means if you are unsteady, you cannot know the object which is fixed there. And another formula is there. We already discussed it. There can be relationship only between the similar objects. Relationship is possible between the same frequency, yes, or the similar objects. And that relationship also is temporary. When relationship starts, don't think it is permanent. Relativity is a changing process. It cannot be the truth. It is always changeable. So all these principles we have to apply when we discuss all these things.
So Swamiji, who is it that talks about stopping the mind? Isn't it then again mind itself?
Yes.
So how can
Everything is mind.
mind stop itself?
Everything is mind, then where is the question? What do you ask?
Swamiji, how can restless mind stop itself when it's
That is called the restlessness is this world. How, why, all these are meaningless questions. Restlessness, which is known as untruth, that is called world. Whatever you see, whatever you know, whatever you are, everything is false, imagination only. Then, come on, what question you can put? Huh? Everything is unreal. Your so-called personality also is unreal. You are nowhere there. Can you prove what are you?
So Swamiji, who will control the mind?
Who is controlling the mind? Mind is controlling the mind. Everything is within the mind. Who are you, tell me? Who is putting this question on the mind? Is it mind or something other than the mind? Can you speak without the mind? Can you think without the mind? Can you see anything without the mind? Then why don't you accept everything is mind? Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhamoksha. Mind is everything. If at all you see something, know something, or accept anything, that is mind only. Again and again, we come to this point. Everything is mind, bhai. Then who is asking? That means mind is asking. Can you ask this question without your mind? Then why don't you accept it? Mind is asking, mind is hearing, mind is taking the decision, mind is everything. Mind is hearing.
It's very restless.
This is how everything is going on within the mind. There is nothing without the mind. Whatever we know as something, it is mind only. All these names and forms are nothing but solidified or grossified thoughts only. So-called living beings or non-living beings or this creation or other creations, whatever you know and whatever you don't know, everything is subject to your mind only. Your mind. It is not others' mind. And you have some concept about others' mind also. Isn't it? Everything is mind. If at all you are something, it is created by mind. Kaha na mana sasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. The mind, the universal mind which is limited as individual mind, it collects all the materials from the so-called imaginary basic principles. Your sky also is imagination, your wind, your fire, your water and earth, everything, your imagination. It is not so. Take out your mind and tell me how it is. Come on. Where is it and how is it? Tell me without your mind. Then only you can understand. Everything is all these 5 elements and mixture of all these 5 elements which have been become something as names and forms of as beings, living or non-living, whatever it is. All these are basically 5 elements. And these 5 elements are also imaginary elements. Yatha purvam akalpayat. Just as before, the universal mind thought just as before. And it is a regular, continuous thought process. So anything is everywhere possible. Whatever you think, it will be somewhere, somehow, something. So finally we come to define this world, this creation. How? Something or other, at some time or other, in some way or other, by someone or other, is perceived or other as something or other and expressed to or other to someone or other as something or other which is known as world, your creation. Nothing is clear. Nothing is clear. And so far we go to say whatever words you speak, it is only some sound which has got no meaning. Up to that extent we discuss. Whatever you speak, it has got no meaning. How? The words are nothing but sound, and when it has some relationship with, when it is contacted with some object or other, then only it will have some meaning or other. Or else your sound has got no meaning. See, the cow creates some sound, which is understood by the calf, not by you. It is only sound for you. Similarly, whatever you speak, whatever sound you create, instead of you speak, huh? Whatever sound we create, it has some meaning relatively with some persons who are related to you for the time or the condition, or else it has got no meaning. Whatever you speak, does it understood by, does the tree understands it, or the birds understand your sound? They do understand. Sometimes when it is repeated again and again, just as our domestic animals, they understand our speech. The English dogs, they don't understand Hindustani persons because some sound they collect again and again and relate with the incidents and they understand it. Then only it will have some meaning, or else there is no meaning. Meaning also is relative. How many times we have proved, say, sun rises on east, isn't it? This is universal truth. Has it got any meaning? Come on. What do you understand by east and west? Some words, has it got any meaning which is not changeable? My east is west for somebody else. India is east to Europe and west to Japan. So where is India? Is it in east or west? Is there any meaning in the word east and west, north or south? All these are words. They are used in particular some places, in some way, for some purpose, which is meaningless afterwards in other places. So whatever we see, whatever we know as our knowledge is good for nothing, useless. This much I can say, I is meaningless word. There is no meaning of I. And how to explain what is my and ours or we, all these words have got no meaning. Can you prove what is the meaning of I? What do you say as I? Is it the body? Is it the name? Is it some part of the body? Or what is called I? Some imaginary, something which is taken to be something in some condition, some way, for the time being, or else it has got no meaning. So how can you mean all these names and forms around us? All these are meaningless. So both way we can say everything is available everywhere, means present everywhere by All means, that means mind can create anything and everything, anywhere and everywhere by all conditions, which are only imaginations, only thoughts, nothing else. And on the basement of the reality, because reality is not available, reality is not realized by the mind or all these changing phenomena. So, on the background, the reality is there. Just as how many times we have discussed it, just as the picture we see on the screen, picture we see which is just imaginary, but behind it the screen is permanently present there. Without the screen, we cannot imagine anything on the screen, and all these pictures, let it be any form or any scenery or anything. And that we say it is this, say what is there? Shankar Bhagavan is there. Is it Shankar Bhagavan or some color? Or it is the paper, background paper, or it is some color? What do you know? How do you explain it? What is it? Some color has some ideas which we perceive. Here is Hanumanji, there is Ganeshji. It is only idea. It is only clay which we suppose we imagine. We have the strong thought over that clay. It is Ganesh, it is not clay. That is how we know everything. We have some ideas over some other ideas as something or other. That is how our lifestyle goes on. So Vasistha ji says, ऐसे मिले हुए पंच महाभूत भी नहीं है. Again he is telling the same thing, all these 5 basic elements which we know they get together in different ratios, and all these names and forms are created. It is not there. जो सर्गों से परिपूर्ण न हो, किंतु वे सर्गों से परिपूर्ण है, और कहीं सर्ग नहीं भी है, किंतु वे केवल चिदाकाश रूप ही है. All these names and forms, they are created by all these 5 elements, and which are not there, only imaginations. And in reality, the background, the sky of consciousness is there, which is never changeable. It is always constant. पर्वतों का भी ऐसे ही कोई अणु नहीं है जो सर्गों से भरा पड़ा न हो, किंतु सभी परमाणु सर्गों से भरे पड़े हैं, और उन कहीं सर्गों भी वास्तव में नहीं है, केवल ब्रह्म रूप ही है. He again says the same thing about 5 elements, or take any particular thing, say mountain. Mountain is full of so many creations. Every atom of every particle of the mountain contains so many creations. And those creations are only imaginary creations. Neither the mountain is there, nor the particle of the mountain contains anything. Both way, from one side when we see something, the other side is just opposite of it. That's how it is said, the world is our creation is constituted by pairs of opposites. Always we have the opposite of everything. Even our government has opposition. Huh? Without opposition, your government cannot work. Whatever you think, that has also opposite thoughts. That's how our mental strength is always weakened. If the similar thought is created again and again, then it manifests as some form or some name. But our thoughts are always so created, one is opposite to the other. So they clash against each other and they subside by themselves. This is how our strength, our energy is wasted by thinking unregularly or a haphazard way. All our energy is getting lost by thinking in a irregular process. If it can be regulated, or the same thoughts can be created again and again, that means the thought should be constant, it should not change. Then it manifests, it takes some form and name. That is what happens with the cosmic mind. Whatever it thinks, the thought takes a form because of steadiness. Our mind is so restless, that's how all our energy is wasted by the class, by the fight going on. Every moment we are losing our energy by thinking irregularly. When we think something, some thought comes to the mind, then side by side the opposite thought also is created. That's how they cannot remain for long. They subside by fighting with each other. That's how the world is said to be a battlefield. Everywhere the fight is going on. Whatever we know, that also is not real. That has got also always the doubts. Whatever we know, we have doubts. Doubts means it is not clear to us. So our knowledge, which is informative knowledge, which is haphazard, is good for nothing. We know nothing. Whatever we know, it has got no meaning, no use. That is to be aware of. Every moment we should know what we are thinking, how we are thinking, how the thought process is going on, what are the thoughts, and how it is working, and how it is expressed by the speech. Always one should be aware of, then only it will have some relative meaning, or else everything is meaningless.
The running mind and the settled mind, they are together, no, Swami?
Running mind and stable mind. We can take the example of, say, superficial water of any lake or some water place. There will be some very minute waves which are not visible. We say the surface of the water is stable, and somewhere we see some waves. It is only water, and it is somewhere seen by someone in some way, or it is not seen. The unsteady water we call as wave. So as you think you can see. Whatever you want to see, you can see it. सूक्ष्म भूत रूप उपाधि से युक्त हिरण्यगर्भ का भी ऐसा कोई अणु नहीं है जो सृष्टियों से भरा हुआ न हो, लेकिन उसमें भी वही स्थिति है। वास्तव में तो उनमें कहीं वे भी सर्ग नहीं है, किंतु ब्रह्म ही ब्रह्म है। After telling about all these 5 elements or the creations with names and forms, whatever we have discussed till now, in the end he says the cosmic mind also is full of creations. Just as your mind, my mind, his mind is full of thoughts. Thoughts are the creation. How? Thought, when it takes a form, that is called, it is observed by the other thought also. The same mind thinks something and knows how it is thinking, what it is thinking. So mind is knowledge itself, mind is process itself, mind is the seer, mind is the seen object. Everything is mind, everything is going on in a process in different phases, different sequences. That's all. So the cosmic mind also is full of creations, that means imaginations, and otherwise also there is no creation in the cosmic mind, there is no cosmic mind, but only the background, the substratum, which is reality. The absolute is present everywhere by all means. Cosmic mind or this individual minds, these are nothing other than some bubbles in the ocean of consciousness. That's all. The bubble is created for a moment and burst in a moment. That's how all these creations are seen on the absolute truth. हिरण्यगर्भ के निर्मित संसारों में ऐसे कोई सूक्ष्माति सूक्ष्म भाग नहीं है जो सदा ब्रह्म रूप ही न हो, किंतु सदा से ही वे सब ब्रह्म स्वरूप हैं। इसीलिए ब्रह्म तथा सर्ग यह केवल वाणी में ही भेद है, परंतु वस्तु में भेद नहीं है। So in the end he concludes, see, Hiranyagarbha or the cosmic mind, we say, what is it? It is only some sound, some word. Cosmic mind is a word. What I speak and you hear, it is a word. And that word has the basement, that is truth. So cosmic mind has got no meaning. It is only some thought. And that's how in the background the absolute truth is ever present by every way, at all cost, by all means. Nothing else is there anywhere. So cosmic mind also is negated. जैसे अग्नि एवं सूर्य का उष्णता में कोई परस्पर भेद नहीं है. This also we have discussed long ago. Again the point comes, there is no difference anywhere. Only difference we find in the words, but in reality there is no difference. That is what is said in the end. Whatever you say, whatever you know, there is no difference in it. No difference means only truth is existing. Difference means creation. Creation means there is difference between every two. And that difference is not real. It is only seen on the background of the truth, which has got no difference. That is what he says. There is no difference between fire and sun. Once we discussed, there is no difference in the moon and sun. How? How there is no difference? Moon is so cold and sun is so hot. If we say we know some temperature, how do you know the temperature? By centigrade or Fahrenheit or something, some measurement is there, measuring rod. Say, what is the temperature now here? 6 degrees Celsius. Okay. And what is the temperature on the hilltop? It will be minus 6 degrees, something. It is here, it is plus, and that is minus there. But temperature is everywhere temperature. We know it by plus or minus. Something is more or something is less. That's all. So similarly, the sun and moon has got temperature. So sun will have, say, 4,000 or something, some Celsius, which we cannot imagine even, and moon will be minus something. So temperature is temperature. Where is the difference then? Difference is in understanding real difference is not there. Temperature is everywhere there. Temperature is the common word. But plus and minus has got no meaning. Everything changes. So he says, जैसे अग्नि एवं सूर्य का उष्णता में कोई परस्पर भेद नहीं है, किंतु उष्णता और अग्नि या सूर्य एक रूप ही है. If you say sun and fire or moon, all these are words which have got difference. But in reality, there is no difference. From other angle also we can discuss. There is no difference when we see without the names and forms. The existence is there and it knows it does exist and it is quite satisfied, contented with its knowledge of existence. That is how we say existence is Sat, Chit, knowledge of it, awareness of it, and Anand is contentment. You know you are and you do exist and you know it and you are quite satisfied with your knowledge of existence. This is called Sat Chit Anand Asti Bhati Priya, which is present everywhere, cannot be denied. And when we take out the names and forms which covers up, overlaps this reality, then we think something as creation with names and forms, which is a hiding factor of the reality which cannot be absent by any means. It is always present by all means everywhere. That is called Sachidanand, and name and forms are called the world. That's how, just as your letter is covered by the envelope, and unless you tear out, throw out that envelope, you don't know what is the inner matter. Just as you throw out the envelope and try to know the inner matter, or just as you throw out the skin of the fruits and take the juice, similarly, in this creation, we have to take out all these names and forms which are created by, imagined by the mind, and then only everywhere in all conditions the reality as existence and knowledge and bliss absolute can be experienced by every way, everywhere, by all means. That is the reality. These names and forms which are created by the mind, it is always changing, and that's how, just as the fog covers up the blue sky, and sky is never affected by the fog, but our sight is, of course, by all means our sight is obstructed to see the sun or the sky. When the fog is taken out, the clear sky is there all the time. Similarly, when these imaginary names and forms are taken out, means it is negated, neglected, negated, or not seen, then the reality which is ever present as existence, knowledge and bliss can be experienced. There is a difference only in the words, but there is no difference between the object. Object is object all the time. When it is given a form or a name, then it creates difference than the difference in other objects. भद्र, ये सर्ग और ब्रह्म आदि जो शब्द हैं, ये सर्ग क्रिएशन और ब्रह्म आदि जो शब्द हैं, उनके विषय में यदि विचारा जाए तो वे अर्थ से शून्य होकर अत्यंत अनिर्वचनीय वस्तु का बोध कराने वाले उस तरह दिखाई देते हैं जिस तरह कुठार से चीरे जाने वाले काठ में उसके बोधक जो भिन्न भिन्न शब्द हैं, पृथक अर्थ शून्य होकर वे केवल काठ वस्तु का बोध कराते दिखाई देते हैं। उसका गंभीर भाव यह है कि पहले सर्ग शब्द और ब्रह्म शब्द के ऊपर जब विचार कर लेना चाहिए कि असल में उनसे कोई अर्थ निकलता है। सर्जन क्रिया के कारण सर्ग शब्द है और बृहण यानी वर्धन क्रिया के कारण ब्रह्म शब्द है। सर्जन और वर्धन में तो कोई परस्पर भेद नहीं है, अतः ब्रह्म और सर्ग आदि में भी भेद कैसे हो सकता है। अब इन सर्ग और ब्रह्म शब्द में भेद करने वाला जो अनुपूर्वी आदि धर्म है वह तो असल में कोई चीज नहीं है, अतः उससे रहित सर्ग और ब्रह्म आदि शब्द लक्षण से किसी अनिर्वचनीय अर्थ का ही बोध कराते हैं। अपिच क्रिया भी क्रियावान के स्वरूप से अलग नहीं है। यदि कहें कि क्रिया और क्रियावान एक नहीं है, किंतु एक आधार और दूसरा आधेय है, अतः उनका भेद है, तो यह भी कहना ठीक नहीं है, क्योंकि उनके आधार आधेय भाव का निरूपण आप कर ही नहीं सकते। ऐसे परिस्थिति में कुठार के विदीर्ण होने वाले काठ में जो 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 काठ के लिए प्रसिद्ध शब्द हैं वे सब पृथक अर्थ से शून्य होकर जैसे एक ही अर्थ के प्रतिपादक भासते हैं, अथवा विदीर्ण करने योग्य और दारू विदीर्ण ही होने वाला, ये दो शब्द जैसे पृथक अर्थ से शून्य होकर अभेदार्थ के प्रतिपादक हैं, वैसे ही स्वर्ग और ब्रह्म आदि शब्द भी एकार्थ के यानी ब्रह्मार्थ के ही प्रतिपादक हैं. In this whole paragraph, he says about the meaning of the words. Say, he gives the example, a log of wood is there. You have divided it into different pieces. What will you say? What will you say on the divided pieces? That is also wood. So divided small piece of wood and big piece of wood, what is the difference? Where is the difference? The words are different, but meaning is not different. Big log of wood and a piece of wood, it is only wood. Meaning is same, it is wood, but words are different, meaning has got no different. Similarly, anything we can take, say, the book and a page. What is the difference? Can there be any difference between the page and the book? Without page there is no book. Without book there is no page. Both have difference in wordings, but meaning is the same. It indicates the same thing. So he says the Brahma word in Sanskrit, Brihan, one which grows, and Srishti also the meaning same, Sarjan, Srishti karna. So Sarjan se Srishti hua, Sarg hua. So the word meanings have basically have same meaning. The word Sarga and the Brahman, the truth, both have Sanskrit names, both have the same meaning. They are brought forth from same root. So there is no difference between the creation and the reality. Difference is found in words only. Just as we discussed now, there is no difference between east and west. Words are different, but same place can be said to be east and also west. Say the sun rises on that eastern mountain, okay? That mountain is on the east of this place. And when somebody goes beyond that mountain, what will he say? The mountain is western to that place. Just as we discussed, India is neither in the east nor in the west. It is east to Europe, west to Japan. So east and west are different in words, but meaning is same. Similarly, when we go on analyzing all these words, whatever we find in our language, they are created by us for some purpose. They are used relatively to mean something for some time in some condition or other. It has got no real meaning. Just now we discussed the same sound which is created by the mother cow is understood by the calf, but you don't understand it. See the cub, lion understands the language, both they understand each other's language. But for you, it is just a sound of roaring, nothing else. So when the sound is related with the object in a particular way, in a particular place or particular time, related with the object, then it will have some meaning at that particular moment, or else those sound which we know as words have got no meaning. And this is how the language differs from place to place, time to time. You see, dictionary, 20th century dictionary is different than 21st century dictionary. Same dictionary, it differs. Sometimes we have some language, just say for example, Hindi. Hindi is not a pure language. In the very beginning, the local Hindi language will be something, was something, and then it holds some other foreign words within it, and it is used, and it has become a mixture. Similarly, in all the languages, no language you can get as exact pure which was created in the beginning and yet it is going on as it is. Why? Because it is used in different ways and it means differently. So language has got no particular meaning. And language is created by us. In the very beginning, when there was no such language or grammar or anything, yet the beings, human beings or other beings, of course, they have to relate with each other, communicate. So for communicating, the body language also works. You are taking mauna, and without speaking also you can speak by body language, by indications. And then slowly the indication is related with the sound, and then sound is made it is made with some form, with some figure, some form is given to the sound. Say ka, the ka, one sound, it is different form in Hindi, in Bengali, in Odia, in Gujarati, different forms are given to the same ka. And who knows it utters it and creates the word and then relates with the particular object, and then it will have some meaning. So this is how the language has got some meaning at a particular time, space and condition. It is not that meaning forever. Say in Hindi now, we have time. Time is an English word and it is, nobody says, Samay kitna hua. Nobody asks, what is time? In Hindi we ask, time kya hua? Time is accepted. Table is accepted. Nobody says mej. In this way, language also goes on changing, and its relation with the objects and its use also go on changing. Why we discuss all this? To confirm that the world and truth has got no difference in meaning. It has same meaning, which you call creation, that is known as truth. By logic, by example, he proves there is no creation as such as you think. It is nothing but the truth itself. There is no change, no form, no name. There is no difference in anywhere. Finally, the Absolute is present everywhere in all conditions, by all means. There is nothing else. Nothing else can be there.
Still mind. All that exists is still mind.
And that mind also is not there. How? It is only a wave. That means imbalanced state is known as mind. It is not other than the truth. Mind and says just as the wave and water has got no difference. Meaning is the same. Wave is water, water is wave. There is no difference in meaning, basically the same object. Similarly, the same thing is known as world when it dazzles or it appears to be changing something. And when it is clearly stable, then it is called truth. Just as imbalanced state is known as wave and balanced state is known as water. There is no difference between water and wave. Similarly, there is no difference in between the truth and the world. World is waves and truth is the superficial water. That's how it is always said. Sky is, of course, elementary sky, which we know as the basic element from which wind and fire, water and earth is origined. So the basic principle is sky, and the truth also is sky only. Sky means infinite existence. That's all. Existence which has got no boundary. Can you define what is sky? So-called your elementary sky. There is no definition. It is unlimited, unknown, something, and we call it sky. We know the sky is blue. Where is the blueness? Here is also sky. Do you see the sky here with inside the room as blue? If sky is blue, why not this room sky looks blue? Why not? There is no blueness, it is just some imagination. Because it cannot be held as some color that is seen as blueness. And blueness or black, all are same thing. And all these colors, they are also your imaginations only. What you know as your colors, some yellow or green or something, it is not color for the other beings. We have our own imaginary world. Everybody's world is different from the other. This is how we know what is world, and we somewhat similarly we think that's how we have relationships with each other, and that's how we are human beings. And if you go to foreign lands, you have to learn their language. Then only you can communicate or express your ideas, or else you are just an object. So, finally we come to the conclusion. What is the conclusion? There is no difference between the world, so-called creation, and the truth. There is difference only in the words which has got same meaning. So what you see, it is only the absolute consciousness, and all these so-called forms and names, they have got no meaning. And whatever you express as some language and communicate with others, that has got also no meaning, no communicated process. You are communicating with yourself only. Everywhere your own self is present, you are the absolute. If at all you say something or express something, you are not other than the absolute truth. You are not the part and parcel of the creation. Can you accept it? Only when you analyze it seriously, minutely, with all the logics, then only you can. Why not? Because we have been habituated since lives. Those impressions we are carrying with us, that what we see, it is the reality, and all these are truth. There is no other truth other than this. You are true and I am true. You are not going to change, I am not going to change, let the world go to hell. Neither you are going to die, nor I am going to die. We are eternal beings. We are not going to die, isn't it? So this is for today. Yes. Here he just gave the no difference fact. There is no difference between the word creation and the truth. Truth, Brahman. Brahman and Sarga both have same meaning. So there is no difference between your imaginary world and the truth. You are just seeing the elephant which you didn't see before, something as something with some name or other. Some villagers who have not seen elephant or anything in the city, away from the rural area, somewhere, some village. Two persons, they wanted to see the capital city, how the king must be there and how he will be behaving, what will be he eating, and how the people in the capital city, how they will be, how do they look like. Let us go and see once. Two persons, one is ordinary villager, the other was village chief. Both started, they went to see the capital city. After some time, they reached in the outskirts of the city. They were afraid because they never saw before. So how will be the people, what will be they doing, how they will behave with us? We are villagers. So they were afraid, and the chief was going ahead and the other person was following him. So when they reached the outskirts, somewhere they saw some gigantic figure is coming towards them, moving towards them. So the common man asked the chief, oh my dear, see, now we are nearing the city and see what a gigantic figure. What is that? And how it is coming this side? What it must be? And you see, it is moving with 4 pillars. We have some such pillars in the house, wooden pillars. It has got, see, 4 pillars, and it is moving the pillars like this and coming this side. What it is, how it is. The chief also doesn't know anything about it. He says, oh, you fool, don't you see it? This is like this, and this is this. And this will be always having such 4 things like this. See, it is capital. In the capital city, things like this will be there. You fool, just see it. It is like this. Next, after 2 minutes, it comes nearer. Oh, chief, see, it has 2 fans on the upper side. It is always moving 2 fans. See how it is, how it moves. So the chief says, you fool, don't you know such things will have such 4 things and such 2 things movable. Again he says, Hare, see in the front, there is some snake-like something going up and coming down. What it is? You fool, I told you, such thing will have such 4 things, such 2 things, such 1 thing. This is like this. If you don't have any words which has got meaning, then what will be the language? How do you explain? This is the language. This is like this. This example is given for the world. World is like this. It will have all these names and forms. It will have differences like this, which will have no meaning like this. This is called this. Understood? All these are like this. And this is known as this, and which is not other than that. This and that both are same. Understood now? This and that both are same. Huh? See, really speaking, when we see the meaning of this and that, what is the difference? If I keep it here, it is this. If I keep it there, it is that. What is the difference then? Huh? The object is same. We call it this is, and sometimes we call that is. How the difference are created by our behavior, our use. We create all these. We create all these differences. There is no difference. This and bring me that. See how we create the difference. So tomorrow we shall see further how the world is the truth. Truth is world. This is said in Sanskrit. Harireva jagat, jagadeva harihi, harito jagato nahi bhinnatanu, iti yasya matihi paramarthagati sanaro bhavasagaram uddharati. One who knows there is no difference between the world and the truth and the world. There is no difference. World is called truth. Truth is called world. Harireva jagat, jagadeva harihi. Harito jagato nahi bhinnataru. There is no different identities between these two words. There is no difference. One who knows it, he goes across the ocean of this creation. He is ever free. He attains the highest. Paramarthagatihi. Sanaro bhavasagaram uddharati. One who knows both to be one, he is the man of understanding. He is ever free. There is no bondage for him. If you see this world which is other than the truth, then it will have, you have the names and forms, everything changes. So whatever you have, you are clinging to it, your knowledge, your belongings, your. What do you mean by my? All those. Wherever your mind goes, that belongs to you. And all those yours and you, both are subject to problem or miseries when they have difference. And there is no difference means then no problem, no question, nothing is there. As you think, see as you like to see it. What is the number of your spectacle? Number. You have to decide. You have to give the number of your spectacle. As you see, so the world is, so is the world. If you take the green speck, then everything is green. If you wear the red, then everything will be red. And if you have jaundice, everything will be yellow. As you like, you can see this world. It is your sight, your vision. So tomorrow we shall see further. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, जोगमस्ति भगवान की जय। हरि